Hey, good morning, everybody. Wanted to take you on a little tour here of the ranch here, Chimera Ranch. The Alpacas that provide our luxury fibers. That's a trailer that we take to our different shows and events across the country. Shed's really just kind of a warehouse where we can look and see what products we have, what products we need to make. It's not really, it was started out being a store, and then this little section here was kind of a section that we had when we were showing animals, that when we'd get ready to take them to a show, we'd bring them in here, we'd bring them here, back here, just kind of an isolation pen. That's what it was intended for. But now we have 3 black girls in there that we recently acquired. There's some boys in there, a couple of them that have some leg issues, and a couple of the younger ones that can't really go in with the other males yet. But then we have our trusty gator. One thing, I didn't buy a big enough one. I didn't get enough height and things, so I definitely would recommend getting a bigger gator and higher clearance. Look at the Kubota. But this building's really, you can maybe see the hay in there. That's what it's used for. We go about through 1,500 bales of hay because we're dry lotted here in Colorado. Here we have some of our younger males that most of them have been breeding. There's a few of them that may get a breeding chance in 2026 once we get them there. But you can see the fibers coming along pretty well and everything. So they're looking for some hay. But we feed them different ways. We'll feed them in slow feeder bags, in the troughs there that you see. We'll throw it on the ground. You can see in the back there as well. But then we have some older males that are coming in here. Right now we have heaters in the water. We get below freezing temperatures and it comes around. But and then these are some of the older males that are fathers and grandfathers to the boys in that section. So, and then you can see some of the girls. Those are our older girls. They're all open at the present time. Some of them a little younger, but we haven't opened them out for breeding yet and things. So, but you'll see here we don't have a predator issue. So we chose these open 3-sided sheds as our base buildings. There's plenty of room for the animals to go in, get out of the weather when they choose to. There's water in each of the tanks areas and things. So some of the girls coming around. That's one downside. I probably should have had a wider fence, there. Some of the girls are wanting to be bred and teasing the boys. So, but we haven't really had any issues with that at all. Here in this pen, we have our Cria from last year and their moms. It's time to, for us to figure out how we're going to wean them, where we're going to put them, and everything. Cinder, what do you think? Huh? What do you think? And you'll notice we have coats on some of these animals. Those coats are really just weed protection, dirt protection, enabling us to get what we can consider to be the best fleece harvest that we can get. So minimize the weed and the dirt and the challenges and things from there. There's also some girls in here that are last year's Crias and yearlings. So get out and get our chores done here pretty quick. So you can see the bunks and feeders that we have. And then we have the moms that'll be bringing Cria to us here in 2026, hopefully. So last we behavior tested everybody. They're all, all pregnant, and at least spitting off from the males that we put them with. So, but Again, we kind of have the sheds. I built these frames with some tarps. The winds tore those up pretty good. Teared that one up as well. So, but we'll get them repaired and ready for that. But so that's just a quick tour. I'm gonna go around and feed everybody some hay. But if you're thinking about alpacas, definitely go visit as many farms as you can. See their operation, see how it's set up. Ask them what they would do differently now. I mean, I have a lot of things I would do differently since we came here in 2012. And we started raising alpacas in 2009. But you can see the fiber on that older girl. You can see all the seed heads and things that have gotten in there. That's what we're trying to protect with those coats. I mean, her fiber's hardly good for dryer balls, but it felt nice into a dryer ball, but not something we're going to use for yarn or anything of that nature. So, but all right, well, stay with me. I'm gonna go get some hay, put it on the gator, and we'll get out and about and see if we can get everybody fed, get them, make sure that everything's there. We'll come back and fill up all the water tanks. And it's a good day. We'll rake up the beans and get everything taken care of there. What do you think, buddy? Huh? What do you think? What do you think? Oh. Euphorian. Darth Vader. Hopefully you're in a position you're going to start breeding this year. It'd be great to have your genetics carried on in the farm here. Yantaka. So here's our boys in the isolation area. So when we shear it, we'll move some of them in to the area, but you can see this area that we're in is really just, it's an old farmland that was broke up into 40-acre parcels, and some of them still raise some winter wheat. Some of it's just pasture for horses, and some of it's just wheat fields. Try and keep it mowed down over here as much as I can. That used to be an alpaca farm over there, where that barn is, but they've moved on, and it's not. They had horses there for a while. They don't have anything in there now, but they do farm that with winter wheat. It's in fallow land right now. Just wait. It'll be dug up and planted next spring if the farmer comes back. But it may be that he's not coming back. I don't know. He should have worked it by now. But farm over there. There's a motocross track down there. I'm going to stop here so you can see where we fed yesterday, and everything. We'll get some out. All the older girls are coming out to to get their feeding for the day. You can see we've tossed it out and moved it around so they can all get at it and everything. So they'll eat here most of the day. I'll go down now and give them moms and babies and inspecting crew. They're like, feed me, feed me, feed me. So here we have, here the pregnant moms are fed, and you can see, maybe I have to get a little closer as I go out here, but you can see on the fence, there's always questions around what fencing we use. We use just a standard woven field fence and things. So we don't have predator issues, so it's worked well for us. I know a lot of people like the 4x4 woven fence. I think if I were to do it again, that's what I would lean to, is 4x4 woven. It works. There's smaller holes, they can't stick their head out. You can see maybe there, you can see the fiber gathered up on the fence where grass is greener on the other side. So, but they'll stick their head out here and eat along the fence. But if I had the 4x4, that definitely wouldn't happen. Get all the Cria, they're all looking good. I do need to get them weaned off of mamas and so where the seed heads are coming from, I think, are those little weeds that are there. I try and keep them mowed down, but man, they create a pain in some of these fleeces that we get. So everything's kind of wrapped around the house so we can see pretty much all the pens from different views, different windows. Older girls are eating. Time to get the boys fed. So we're got the younger boys here, or mature boys, I guess. So they're doing well. But you can see we put some hay out here. I usually give them about 3 to 5 pounds per animal is how much hay I put out. And you can see they don't eat quite all of it, but I don't want to make sure that they get backing around. And so some days I may cheat them a little bit, but on the most part, these guys get about 3/4 or a bale of hay a day for the numbers that are here. So, we'll move on down the fence and get it. But you'll notice the manure. I don't clean up the manure out here in the back as often. I will blade it up into a pile and get it out of here, but it's, with the dry weather and things we have in Colorado, I'm not as concerned about the coccidia and different things, but we test them and we watch them and things. But so that's why there's manure out here and not in the normal paddock area where they stay as well. So, but onward. So we got the older boys fed here now as well. So now we got everybody fed. So we're gonna go check on the waters, and we'll start raking up some of our beans and getting them out of the way, and kind of enjoy this cloudy day and 45-degree temperatures. Be nice to get a couple inches of snow and watch it melt, but none in the forecast right now. But we need it. Everything's dry and all, but again, this is our neighborhood here at Chimera Ranch and Enchanted Fibers. So here are the tools of our trade here for picking up beans, but we got our little wagon that we pull, our cart we pull with the gator, put our beans into. Everything, this is the most worthless design cart that there is, but we have the tarp in there that we'll lay down. But you can put stuff in that in there and then dump it, and it'll just stay. It won't dump out. So it's not really designed to dump. But and then we got our trusty rake. We got our scoop shovel. We got our bucket and a cart. We're going to get after it. So we'll walk in here. See, again, you can see it's 3-sided sheds, and they're pretty deep. They're about 45 feet deep. And there's some hay stored in the back as well. So if we get a bunch of snow, don't have to carry it too far. I can bring it out, put it in the feeders here. Everything, each of the tanks, you can hear the wind blowing, but between each of the pens, there's a water hydrant and a faucet. So what I tend to do is turn the water on like that, and then we'll multitask. We're gonna get our bucket in here and break up some beans and put it in the cart. I think my gimbal is running out of power. So anyway, that's what we'll do. We're gonna rake these up, get them into the cart, let that finish up as while we're doing other tasks. This is what I do pretty much every day, almost every day. Sometimes I'll skip a day if it's raining or snowing, it's wet, but just break up the beans here. Got my shovel. And we'll move on to the next pile. Again, one of the nice things about the alpaca world and things is there's a lot of community things. So, I mean, there's a few piles in here, 3 or 4, but you know, it's better than goats that just go wherever they want to, and so. All right, so it's been cleaned up. We'll move on to another one here and let the water fill up. Well, you can see we laid our tarp out here and put our bucket of beans in there. And we'll go fill up our cart and get another one. You know, get asked at different times if we do it any differently and things, but I would definitely, those 2 buildings there, I would probably move over here and have them in alignment with these guys. Just more that can have that, having them facing east. They face kind of a north, way right now, so can get full of snow quickly if we get a lot of wind, and we're in Colorado, so we're always getting wind. So that would be one thing. And then I'd spread them out. You can see they're fairly close, and the other 2 are fairly close. I would spread them out, have more room between them, just kind of facilitate the snow and the rain, clogging or falling into that area. So, but that's what I would do, kind of reorganize a little bit, and all. We can't have water in here, irrigation, so everything is dry lot. And then my hay barn, that is about half of it has a concrete floor, half of it has a dirt floor. So I would change that a little bit. I would put concrete all the way through the floor and things. But overall, I'm pleased with the way things turned out.
Thank you for joining on the tour of Chimera Ranch. Hope you enjoyed the alpacas and getting a glimpse into our daily chores. Please consider subscribing to our channel to keep up to date with the activities around the ranch and our fiber arts business.